Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside the Spartans. My name is Chuck Guglielmo, and we're here at the Conneaut High School Library on a Thursday, January the 8th, 2026. And welcome to those of you watching on the Great Wave app, Channel 6, also on Spectrum Channel 1024, and online. I have three members of the Youth Philanthropy team. We have to my left, Brecht, Palo, and Logan Knight, and all three are seniors, and we want to thank you, Abby, for arranging this and
of course, thank you.
coming on the show. So we'll start with you.
All right.
What is philanthropy? A lot of our viewers don't even know what that word means.
Philanthropy can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. For us, it is providing to our community. We do this through providing service projects and our volunteerism, as well as a grant at the end of the year.
And who is eligible to participate in philanthropy?
Juniors and seniors.
Okay, and how do they say they want to be involved? Do they have to sign up? Do they have to meet certain criteria?
Yes. So at the end of their sophomore year, we send out a little announcement that we are going to be taking applications for the following year. And we send out those applications and we collect them before everyone goes home for the summer. We review them over the summer and the beginning of the school year, and then we make our decision based off of the applications.
And how many participants do we have?
We have
this year?
16 this year.
And how does that compare to previous years?
I think that's pretty on par, I would say. There's some years where you might only have like 2 seniors and it'll be like 12 juniors, but we're pretty evenly matched this year.
Mm-hmm. And you guys recruit sophomores?
Yes.
Tell them about this?
Yes, we definitely, and we'll have kids in mind, and sometimes we'll have kids who will ask us about the organization. So we're definitely trying to push it throughout the year.
Who recruited you?
My sister did it when she was in high school, so I already had that in mind, and then I had received the grant for Suit for School a couple times. And then my best friend Addie Kennedy was a senior last year, so she recruited me for it as well.
And you will be recruiting Nicholas?
Yes, we'll see. We'll see if we can get him on board.
I think he will. We'll make it a clean sweep of the Brechts.
There you go.
How about you, Abby Palo? Who recruited you?
I never really looked into it before my sophomore year, actually, but I remember.
Sorry.
You're okay.
But I remember getting an email at the end of sophomore year about Youth Philanthropy and the application, and I remember applying, thinking it would be a great opportunity, and it ended up being a really great opportunity for me.
And you enjoy it?
Yes, I really enjoy it.
And this is your second year,
Yes.
you said?
Yes.
And Logan, what about you? Those questions.
So my sophomore year, I was recruited by both Cole Sorensen and J.R. Hutchinson. They talked about it a lot of the times during band, during my sports, and they made it seem like it was a great organization, which it is. And I really enjoyed being a part of it.
This is just, I think, the third year we've done an interview with the philanthropy group. And I didn't know what it was 3 years ago, so I'm getting to know more and more about it. Abby Palo, let's start with you on this one. What is your passion and or motivation to be on this team?
I would say I really enjoy helping people and getting that satisfaction of doing something good for this world. It means a lot. It touches my heart a little bit.
And does it keep you motivated all the time?
Yes, it gives me something to do and gives me that good feeling,
How often do you guys meet?
We have meetings scattered. It's
Pretty monthly, I would say. But we also have service project opportunities almost every month.
Yes.
Sometimes several times a month.
Are you guys all sick? You said about 16 of you. Do you guys all lead, or do you got one person that kind of facilitates the whole thing?
It's very much of a group effort.
Yes.
Everyone has a role. Everyone's involved. We don't let you just sit on the sidelines. But there are certain people who take initiatives for certain things. Abby P. and I plan a lot of the service projects. Josie Dunham, who's one of our seniors, she worked a lot on Stuff the Bus this past year. We'll have some kids who are in charge of calling the organizations to set up interviews. So everyone plays a role.
Mm-hmm. Logan, what about you? What's your passion or motivation to be on this team?
I just really enjoy the hands-on projects. When we do our H2O missions in the springtime, that was by far, and always will be, my favorite service project, where we get to be a part of something bigger and we get to build ramps for people who need them.
And Abby said there's about 16 of you. What would you say the boy-girl ratio is on the team? Is it more girl, more boy, about even?
So last year it was a lot worse. This year we've kind of evened out a little bit more, but it is still definitely more girl dominated.
Gotten one more boy.
Yeah.
Sophomore boys, we would love you guys to apply.
Well, I know one of them, and you
Yes,
know one
yeah.
of them too. And we have a large sophomore class. From what I
Yes.
understand, it's the largest of the 4 grade levels here, right?
I think
I believe
so.
so.
It seems like a large class.
Yeah.
It is a very large class. Logan, what impact do you think you make on the philanthropy team?
So if I'm being honest, I definitely don't do nearly as much as Abby and Abby P here because they set up everything. I'm kind of a worker bee. They set something up, I'll go to that project, I'll help out, I go wherever I'm needed.
That's a good answer. Wherever Abby tells you to go, that's where you go.
There you go.
Basically, yeah.
I like the sound of that.
What about you, Abby? Impact, what has it made on you?
I would say similar to what Logan said. I like to help Abby whenever she needs help with whatever, and I just like to do the service projects. It feels good, and yeah.
And Abby, do you usually get good response when you ask people?
Yeah. I mean, we have it set up so every student has to complete at least 2 service projects a 9-week, and then as well as an additional service project like Stuff the Bus in the fall or H2O missions in the spring. So everyone's doing a minimum of 3
I like
service
that.
projects.
I like where you do a couple service projects.
Yeah, but regardless, we still have kids who, every single service project I put out, someone responds, even if it's 1 or 2 students. And there's a lot of kids who already now in January have done 4 or 5 service projects, even though that they only had to do 2. And some of those are just going to Maddox and Friends for a couple hours, maybe going to the APL to walk dogs, helping at the library, stuff like that. So even if there's only 1 or 2 kids who respond to every project, I'm putting out 7 or 8 projects a semester, so it's a very good response.
Is there anybody on administration that oversees your philanthropy team?
Mrs. Chase, the school art teacher.
Okay. And that's what's always been as long as you've been on the philanthropy?
Yeah, I believe that she's always done it.
Yeah.
Okay. Logan, personal growth, this is your 2nd year on it?
Yes.
How have you seen the growth personally for you? And then as the team, how's this program growing?
So personally, I feel I've always enjoyed, I guess, the word philanthropy in a sense. Like, I've always enjoyed helping out my community. This just gives me a way to do it while being a part of a group bigger than just myself. And then as a team, I guess, I don't know, I think I would say the same for just about everybody else.
Now, has this program has been here all 4 years that you've been here?
Yes.
But it's still relatively new, right? We haven't always, I know we didn't have it, but that was 55 years ago. But I mean, like 10 years ago, would they have had this, do you think?
Maybe
I
5 to 10 years
Yeah.
ago.
5 to 10
I think
years?
so.
Okay. So, do you know who was instrumental in starting it? Was it a teacher, administrator, students themselves?
I know we get our funding from the Conneaut Foundation, whereas other philanthropies, youth philanthropies, get theirs from the Ashtabula Foundation. They kind of all work in cooperation. So I assume that youth philanthropy started popping up around the county, and Conneaut took one on it as well.
Abby, what about the future vision? What are you seeing in the future for this program?
I hope the program grows bigger and bigger and more people want to join and help out in our community. That's what I'd love to see. Yeah.
Now, we do call this a program, or do we call it a process?
Organization.
Okay, all right. Abby Brecht, what cause truly sparks your passion?
Well, I run a nonprofit with my sister, Rachel, Suit for School, which provides clothes and shoes to students in the Conneaut Area City School District. So I would say that cause means a lot to me, but mostly the overall idea of it, whether that's providing services of clothes and shoes or food or monetary aid to students that are struggling within our school district and within our community.
Logan, what about you? What cause truly sparks your passion?
I just have to say, just again, helping out the community, like that to me just means the most.
Just seeing the joy in their faces from getting the help, I would think,
Yeah.
really is down deep inside makes you feel good. Same with you, Abby, on that
Yes.
one? All right, Abby. Any specific issue or need, I can read my own writing. Any specific issue or need, I can't read the rest of my question. I'll have to come back to that. All right, Abby, let's try this one.
Okay.
What might be one issue locally you wished more people knew about?
I would say there's a lot of people that like are in need, like simple things like hygiene products, like
Yes.
just simple things like that. And it's like disheartening to see that like people have to go through that, and I'm glad that we can help with like that.
Abby?
I would agree. I think it's kind of a cool perspective for all of us is a lot of these services of the organizations coming to us for money, these students have never needed these services personally, so we get to see a very wide perspective of all of the needs within the county, even if they're not ones that we have individually. We've had the homeless shelter.
Yeah.
The Samaritan House came last year and asked for money, and I think the lack of aid towards homeless individuals just available, I think that's something that people could keep in mind.
Lucky for you, Logan, I figured out that question I was
Oh,
going to
okay,
ask.
great.
Any specific issue or need that drew this team to philanthropy, do you think?
So our team specifically?
Yeah.
I have to say we do definitely put a lot of focus on helping out with groups who can help a wide variety of people. Last year, a lot of our money went to helping out the Samaritan House, the homeless, getting a new chest freezer for our local food pantry, and just kind of looking at it from a broader aspect of how many people can we help with the amount of money or time that we have.
And do any of our local churches, do we support any of our local churches in some of their projects and needs?
Yes, yeah. I mean, any organization can feel free to reach out, and we'd love to try to set up a service project, but we've definitely had churches apply for grants as well.
Very good. Logan, we'll stick with you on this one too.
Sure.
So I'm going to make you talk a little bit more today. How do you decide what to support, and what qualifiers are you looking for when you decide on who to support? Because I would think when you get these applications you're talking about, you can't support every single one of them. Is that right?
Right.
So how do you make that decision on what you support as a group?
So like I said with the previous question, it really is just, the biggest part is just how many people can we help out with the amount of money that we have. So like again, last year we gave money to our local food pantry for a new chest freezer. They were helping over, what it was, like 3,000 people a month.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
insane.
It was-
all
it was
over
a
the
crazy
county.
amount of numbers.
Yes.
That's
So having that extra chest freezer allowed them to help even more people,
Yes.
and just looking to see how many people we can help out.
1,000.
Because we get applications that can vary from getting just a new board game at our local Conneaut library, or buying a whole new freezer for somebody who truly needs it in these big organizations. So really, it just depends on who applies and who we see needs the most need and who gets the most out of it.
So as a group of 16, do you guys like take a vote on what you want to support? Or do you even go to your advisor at times, with, Mrs. Chase?
So last year, I don't know if this has been with every year, but we get all 16 of us in the same room with Mrs. Chase, and we all just talk about who we would like to give money to, what amount of money, because we only have so much, and then just deciding, again, who needs it more.
Any of you girls want to add to that?
It's a very sit-down
Yes.
conversation. We talk about it thoroughly. It's by far the longest meeting that we have. And we try not to leave the room until we have a decision. But something that I think is kind of unique to our organization is we truly try to use every single cent. So we have
Yes.
$5,000. We try to fulfill full service projects that can be done in the full year. And when we're giving this money, we think like the Asheville County Community Action Agency, they applied for a grant to receive more books for the Dolly Parton Library last year. And so we were able to give them maybe like $237.68. So then 12 cents could be added to $300 some for the dive team. So we really try to get the most out of the donations that we're giving out. And that takes a lot of thinking through and seeing, well, can we fulfill, I think for Right Track, maybe they wanted new basketball hoops and they also wanted like educational games. So we're like, well, can we fulfill maybe the basketball hoops? That would be a full project for them. And I can't remember if we did both or not, but maybe wait to do the educational games next year, something in that matter. So we try to really come down to a very specific decision.
So all three of you have been on for 2 years?
Yes.
When the applicants came in this year, is there like a due date they have to be in?
They came in at the end of last year, I believe, and then
Yeah.
we looked at them the beginning of this year.
And are any of them repeats from the year before?
No,
Are
I
they all
don't think so.
pretty different ones?
We had one senior join us this year, but he moved here from a new school last year, so he didn't have the opportunity to apply his sophomore year. But other than that, it's all new juniors.
Okay. Abby Palo, can you talk about a recent grant decision? If not, anybody can help her out on that one.
Yeah,
We had some last year. We gave to 6 organizations last year.
yeah, like Logan said, we gave to the Samaritan House, the food pantry for their chest freezer.
Right Track, the library,
Yeah.
Ashtabula County Community Action Agency, and the dive team last
Yep.
year.
Now, do you like prioritize them? Like which one you're gonna go to first, or?
No, we just divvied up the money based off of their project and need.
Do they come here to get it?
Yes,
Or do you deliver?
we have a check ceremony here, but they also come here for their interview.
What was surprising to know about the grant making process? Anyone? Because grants, they're not all that easy.
Yeah, you have to like take into account when people are asking for money, like the shipping and, or some of these are nonprofits, so maybe how the cost of whatever they're asking for will vary with their nonprofit status. That was pretty much it. Was just maybe it put into perspective the cost of a lot of what these organizations go through. Something for even like tablecloths or signs or something, if we're able to provide the money for that, then they can use the money towards their service. So it's just keeping in mind different perspectives during the process.
And Mrs. Chase, I would assume, is involved in the grants. Does she write the grants?
They write the grant applications, and then they go through the interview process. And once we choose which organizations, we take those to the Conneaut Foundation to let them know what organizations we'll be giving money to this year. And then I think we ended up giving them, like, we put together the paperwork last year. I think
yeah.
Abby P and I did, and then we mailed out letters of like, come back next year for the ones that we were not able to give money to. So the students pretty much cover all of it the best that they can. Obviously, she gives us guidance. But.
Very good. Logan, can you describe a time you saw your team funding raise make a real difference in the community?
I'd have to say,
All three of you can speak on this one.
I'd probably have to say our biggest fundraising is probably Stuff the Bus. That's probably where we see the biggest difference
And we were the only school, I hear, from the county.
Yes.
this year.
It
Yeah.
Past
used to be
2 years, I
Conneaut and
think.
maybe Geneva a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think Geneva, Lakeside, Jefferson have all done them various years. But
And this is over at the Ashtabula Mall, right? Where you stuffed the bus, or no?
the Walmart.
Walmart.
Oh,
Walmart,
Walmart, okay. So that was the biggest one, you think?
I believe so, yeah.
What about some of the, any others besides stuff the bus?
We do a lot of service
Yeah.
projects. We go to Maddox and Friends sometimes several times a month.
Yes.
So obviously, getting students in the door, and we always post on our social media when we go there. So I hope that makes an impact as well for both the cats, for the volunteers there, and the community. But I do have to agree, Stuff the Bus is a very hands-on service project specifically that we work on with Feed Our Vets and Toys.
Operations. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes,
And
Toys
that's
for
always
Freedom.
prior, obviously, to the Christmas season.
Yes.
Yep, that's in the beginning of December. So that one, it's very cool to see the impact 'cause they actually weigh the food collected, the toys collected afterwards.
Wonderful thing.
Yes.
Wonderful
Very
project. All three of you can speak on this one too, because you probably have a different answer. Biggest challenge you guys have faced as a group, and how do you overcome it?
They're all looking at
I
me.
would
Because
say
there's got to be challenges.
I would say
no matter
time
what we do.
management. Like I
Yes.
feel like a lot
I
of
got one
people
coming up on that, too.
time management, it's definitely a hard thing, especially since we're all high school students with busy lives. We have jobs, sports, whatever, and it's just like obviously Abby gives plenty of opportunities, but still it's kind of hard to like make it we could work around our schedules.
A lot of students who are involved in one thing are involved in everything.
Yes.
It's just naturally you might have, 100 kids of the 400 kids doing sports, and you only have maybe 30 kids doing NHS, and half of them are also doing Youth Philanthropy, and then you look at kids doing Quiz Bowl and doing class officers, and it's not necessarily to any fault of our participants, because they were working very hard to get things done, to help out, to work within their schools and their communities, but it can obviously become a little difficult managing all these projects.
I'd have to agree with Abby, both Abby's there, especially when we're gonna spend Monday and Tuesday of these upcoming meetings, where this will probably take a decent amount of time, trying to figure out what days we're gonna do our interviews, because we'd like to have all people present, and that becomes very tedious and difficult.
Oh, I bet.
It's
Yeah.
like we told them the days in October, and I said, I don't care if you have to take off work, if you have to take off sports. Like, we all have to be here on these days. But it is, maybe someone's doing girls basketball, but then when you think about it, if girls basketball is practicing one day or one time, and boys basketball has to be practicing the other time. And so there's so much planning that goes into it just to make sure that all 16 people's schedule lines up.
Are any of you on the Quiz Bowl team, by the way? Because that's coming up
Logan,
next.
wow.
You are?
I'm going to get you again.
Oh,
That's going to
sweet.
be coming up here. You guys, have you guys started competition yet?
Our first competition's today against St. John.
Here?
Yes.
Oh, okay, interesting. So you guys are underway. Still led by Artemis Murmis?
Yes.
Maddie
Zapatelli.
used to love us coming in to do, because we would ask questions that you normally wouldn't get. They would be kind of different questions. So study up, Logan, on all topics. Abby Brecht, how has this experience changed your perspective on giving or on the community?
Well, I like to think of myself as a pretty community-oriented person. I've grown up really loving Conneaut, and I plan on coming back to Conneaut, hopefully, to work within the area, live within the area. So to say it changed my perspective, it made me just fall more in love with the area, which some people might think, that's crazy, you've lived here all your life or whatever. But I really like seeing all of this effort that people are putting in, running these organizations and providing for other people. I love to see the opportunities that we have for growth within our school district, within our community, within our nonprofits. It's incredible to see truly how many people care about the causes within our county.
How about you, Abby?
I definitely agree with Abby B about everything she said, that it gives you a better perspective on your community and like what it's really like, and it's definitely gave me a more positive outlook and on the community and life in general.
Logan, we're going to give you a break from that question. We'll start you off on a new one.
Oh, okay.
One goal you have for your team this year, what would it be?
Ooh. I'd have to say really just setting up the upcoming, the juniors that are going to become seniors, really just setting them up for success for the next couple of years so they can hopefully grow the organization. They know everything that they're doing, so they can be even more hands-on than we were this year.
Do you feel like right now that we have some good juniors on the team?
Oh, yeah.
Are there more juniors or more seniors on the team this year?
More juniors,
yeah.
because there's
Well,
7
that's a
seniors.
good sign, in a way.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I said, they had years. There was kind of one off year where both like NHS and Youth Philanthropy only had 3 seniors coming up. So it's same 3 seniors. So it's definitely good to see a heavier, lower grade.
Abby, what about your one goal you'd like?
I would definitely agree with what Logan said. I think that's a main priority right now that I'd love to see.
Yeah, we've tried to become more structured within the past couple years, just really making sure that everyone's participating. So someone doing the social media, someone doing the coordinating, someone calling the organizations.
It really is a group
Yes.
effort.
Yes,
You need-
it is.
You have 16, you need all 16.
Yes, absolutely. And if we had 20, 25,
You
we
would
could
need all-
find something for 20 and 25 people to do. So that's something that I would like the juniors to start realizing now, to see how we are all participating. And I'd like to see that carry on next year. I'd like to see some of them take on the roles of, the doing service projects actually has come more recent to Youth Philanthropy. When my sister was in it, they only did, I think, Stuff the Bus. So I'd like them to continue on with the service projects and being heavily student oriented.
When you have your meetings, do you meet during the school day, or is it after school kind of thing?
After
Type
school,
meeting?
usually.
After school.
After school? Let's see here, Logan. What is the biggest part of being involved with the program for you? What's the biggest part?
Interesting question. I'd have to say the biggest part for me is, I hate always going back to this, but just helping out the community. Just the biggest part for me is just being
Because
there.
that's your passion.
It is, and especially, I live over Route 90. When I grew up, I don't want to say necessarily like sectioned off, but I don't get to be around Conneaut as much. And then now that I'm able to be a part of Youth Philanthropy, NHS, I get to actually help out my community and do things within the community.
You feel like you're one of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
And I would like to add to that, because that's a very good point, is that
It was a very good one.
part of this is, obviously students should be doing this to help out the community, but then also to get involved in the community.
Yes.
They're meeting lots of people like the Conneaut Foundation members. They're meeting people within the community who are working in nonprofits who are doing a lot. So building those connections and those relationships now with people who are doing very well in the community is very important. And then hopefully these students will grow up, if they come back to Conneaut or if they go to another community, to continue philanthropy as an adult.
Yes.
Very good. Abby Palo. If you could change one thing in the world today, what would you want to change?
Probably like the rate of poverty. It's a sad thing to see that how many people have to go through that, and I think it's a way more common thing in our world nowadays. And that's usually what a lot of people reach out for grants, is they just need help with
That's solid,
common
yeah.
necessities.
You know? Logan?
That's such a loaded question. Just one thing.
That you would like to change or see something change in the world today? It doesn't have to be philanthropy related.
That is true. Can we hand this off to Abby while I think about
All right,
this?
Abby.
I'd like to see greater equality on all fronts, and I think that if there's greater equality, then
That's another
things
good
like
answer.
financial issues would not be as great of an issue, and so on. Mental health issues, things of that matter.
I feel like my answer is going to pale in comparison now. I'd have to say just more of a world peace standpoint.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't feel we should be as hostile as we are to others, and we really should be working together more than we are.
You've seen that as young people, you see that increasing.
Yes.
We have social media, we
Yes.
see it in our classes
Yes.
between, drama, kids having disputes, to on a world view, obviously.
Yes.
Abby Brecht, any book or resource that inspired you in your career? Any book or resource? You'll all get this one.
Oh boy, it's like
Logan has time to think. now.
challenging me about how much I read here.
Any book or a resource that inspired you?
Well, I would say resource. I don't know that I would consider him one, but both my parents have always been very involved in helping people. So growing up volunteering within our church and doing like the whiteout, things like that. Obviously, I've grown used to being in the community, helping out the community. But I would say another resource is, coming back to social media, of course, is like seeing all the negative things that happen is what makes me want to do good things, or think, even if I can make the most small change, help someone day, even like smile at them, compliment them, then I'll feel a little bit better about the situations that are going on around me.
Abby?
I definitely agree with what Abby B said about social media, how like seeing those negative aspects, it changes your like mindset and how you want to help people. And I would say the people I'm surrounded by are a big like motivator to me, and like being a part of groups and like sports and working and like all that, it's a big motivator for me.
Are you two pretty much big social media people?
Not a whole lot.
Not necessarily, no. But
I
as
enjoy
a
it.
teenager, yeah, I mean,
yes.
it's part of your everyday life. So even if we're busy with school
You
and
grew
whatnot,
up
you
with
know,
it.
Yes.
right? Yeah, it's still part of
These
our
two
life.
old guys didn't grow up with it. You both referred to sports. You play sports?
Yes.
What do you?
Tennis.
Tennis, that's right.
Swim team, and I do dance.
Oh, you're on the
out-
swim team?
Yeah, I do dance outside of school too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're both on the swim team.
Yeah,
right?
I know. I knew Logan was, and Liam, and
Yes.
so forth. What about? Oh, yeah, swimming, soccer,
Track.
track. I didn't know you were on the swim
Yeah.
team. Okay.
All
How
4
do you
years.
like swimming?
I love it.
All 4 years?
All
did you
4
say?
years, yeah.
And that's a program that is really a sport, I should say, that's really
It's
grown.
been.
It's not all that
it-
old here.
It's 10 years this year, right?
Yeah, I think
yeah.
we just
hit
'It's
10 years.
grown a lot.
And Josh tells me that we keep getting numbers
Yes.
increasing, especially even over in the at CMS.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, numbers are growing by the
Yeah,
year.
that's a good thing.
Yes.
Yes. I need to get out to see one of those, but you guys don't really get fans to come out to watch, or do you?
I mean, we do.
We
have
do get some.
we
We
have-
have All County tomorrow.
All County
6
tomorrow.
o'clock.
We're at in the morning.
We'll see me there.
Oh, wait, no.
Ready to
7
go
o'clock
6
starts.
o'clock in the
No,
morning?
but the walkthrough's at 6.
Is it in the morning or in the
No,
evening?
after
Evening.
evening.
Oh,
yes.
evening. Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say 6
Well,
o'clock in
because
the morning.
didn't
oh
you
my
tell me
gosh.
sometime you guys swim on a Saturday morning or
Yes.
something?
Yes, we do.
But
do
not that early.
Usually it's like 8.
Yeah, get there around 8.
Oh, so
Sometimes
it's
7.
Kind of
Depends.
like get up at 6 to get there.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Did you answer that question? No, you didn't
No.
answer that question.
He was trying to get out of
Dodging
it.
it.
I was just going to let you guys keep going.
Go ahead.
I'd have to say probably the biggest resource that has led me to this in my life is probably my mother. Back when I used to live in Girard over in Pennsylvania, she was very a part of the community. She helped out with a lot of things, set up a lot of different events, helped out with a lot of fairs. She used to work for drug and alcohol prevention for all the schools within the Pennsylvania area. I forget what the county is. Just Erie County. And then even now, like she's the person who pushes me to get into these organizations, keeps me on top of things.
I forgot you told me you came from Girard. Let's see if I get this right. Second grade?
4th.
Fourth.
Yeah.
That was close.
Close.
I'm going to take credit for that. That was pretty close. Abby Palo, what does a successful philanthropic project look like for a student?
From a student aspect,
Yeah.
I would say seeing a smile on someone's face after you've done something good. That's
Absolutely.
the main thing.
Absolutely. You two got anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think a positive project for a student is not necessarily. Ideally, a student would leave there feeling better, but if whoever you're helping, you know, you leave and they're feeling better, or they're more secure, or you've provided some service for that, then you have participated in a
Yes.
successful project.
I'd have to agree. They covered all the bases.
Since you agree with their answers, they gave them first. Logan, you get the first crack at this one. I know
Here
that
we go.
game. No, I'm just kidding. Yes. Just 3 more questions? All right. What did you find surprising about nonprofit operations? What do you find surprising about nonprofit operations?
I have to say what I find surprising is just how underfunded some of them are. A lot of times they're coming to us and they do need a lot of help from outside organizations to help give them money or to help support them doing drives to get food or bring in materials or just bring in more help.
I got bad news for you. I found 5 more of the questions.
Oh,
I
there
thought
we go.
I thought I had this time pretty
Give
good.
'em all to Logan.
I just
He's got it.
I just went to the wrong card, but I'll stay with this card first. What about you, Abby, on that one? What did you find surprising? What do you find surprising about nonprofit?
I would definitely agree
operations?
with what Logan said, that some nonprofits come to us very unfunded and like just have nothing. And I think it's like, I definitely noticed over the past year how active they are in our community. And it's like, I don't think a lot of people notice that, but when you're part of Youth Philanthropy, you do notice that how active nonprofits are in your community.
Abby Brecht, any popular community service activities for young people in your eyes?
Well, like ones that they could volunteer at.
Mhm.
I tried contacting the library.
Library's a good one.
Our public library?
Our Conneaut Public Library, yes. They provide many services to the community,
They sure
many
do.
different parties and something like that. So middle schoolers and high schools, especially, I think they do the summer reading program. I think in middle school you can
Yes.
start helping with that. So I would strongly recommend maybe first reaching out to some of those more established organizations that you see, like the Art Center. I have to shout out because I work there and we would love volunteers. The library, Right Track, organizations like that. You can start pretty young, middle school, high school, of course, helping out. And then, of course, there's events that happen, like the Whiteout, like the Conneaut Creek cleanup. And then from there, you can kind of grow into finding maybe a more specific organization, maybe taking on more roles within each of those organizations to help.
Logan?
Actually, can you reread that question?
Yes. Any popular community service activities for young people that you see?
Oh, I think Abby pretty much named them
Yes.
all, actually.
She did.
I'm gonna have to say she did.
Larger organizations like that kind of have a broader grasp that are just providing more like community-centered services, like community events, something like that. Those are a lot easier to find those opportunities because otherwise you probably are already an established volunteer there. So you can always reach out to the APL. We all went through like the little training session so we could become volunteers there. Our Youth Philanthropy students did. Maddox and Friends, we reached out to volunteer there, but those are all relatively like specific opportunities that they usually have volunteers who come back time and time again, whereas getting into some of these larger, like just volunteering for one event at these organizations, those are the ones I would suggest.
Abby Palo, because you brought this up earlier and I
Okay.
said
Yeah.
we'll go in depth on it. How do you balance philanthropic efforts with schoolwork, social life, extracurricular activities? This is an interesting question I'd like to ask everybody,
This is a very deep.
because it's got to be tough for young people.
It is very tough, and I'm not gonna lie, it's tough. I think, and I actually just wrote a college paper on my reflection about this. I think the one thing that keeps me sane with everything I have going on is my planner. I write everything and anything in my planner, so
Like where you have to be, what you
yes,
got to do.
what I gotta do, and I think.
See, it's not just us old people that got to make notes.
I know a lot of young people don't do it anymore, but I definitely do because it keeps me on track and like what I need to get done in a day. I make lists probably on the daily of what I need to get done.
So you have an actual planner, it's not something you put in your phone.
No, I have an actual one.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good. And you find that to be successful for
Yes,
you.
yes.
Abby, what about you?
Yeah,
How do you do all this balancing act?
I use
Hey, I forgot you worked at the APL.
Yes.
I forgot that.
Yeah, the Art Center. I use a color coordinated calendar as well,
There you go.
which I
What's
really
red?
enjoy.
What's red mean?
That's actually Youth Philanthropy.
What's yellow?
School classes. My like personal events.
Blue.
Blue. I don't have a blue one.
Orange.
Orange is NHS.
You did good.
Yeah, I know, because I look at it so often. But I kind of know the extent of what I can handle.
That's a good idea too, the color code.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. But
Yeah.
for example, like work, something that we hear a lot is maybe students have work so they can't participate in a certain thing. So I know I have a very set schedule. I'm privileged in the fact some people work at restaurants or something like that. They might not have a set shifts. So apart from like service projects that we schedule months out, I don't take off work necessarily for Youth Philanthropy or NHS things unless it's really needed. So then I know that those are the times I'm going to be working. I have an idea of when I can do my schoolwork, how much time it's going to take me to do my schoolwork. I utilize before school, right after school, my study hall, my TA periods. So like I try to get my work done as soon as possible. While still, if I need to see a teacher or something like that. And then from there, I do try to prioritize service projects through Youth Philanthropy and NHS before maybe some downtime because, downtime can sometimes be wasted. Obviously, it's important to take care of yourself and have some time for yourself, but, I think if I can still fit one project in a week or whatever, or that's what I tell people in the organization so they feel like they have to too.
Well, I have this planner that I use too, but I like this idea, the color code. I should start using
Yeah,
that.
I did color.
Because I'll have their basketball
Yeah.
game one now. Is this a boys' game? Is this a girls' game?
Yeah.
Which one are we doing? Yeah, I could make green boys and
There you go.
red
Yeah.
girls or something. TV interviews and that kind of stuff. Logan, what about you? How do you do this balancing act?
I am not nearly as organized as these two. What I find helps me the most is a lot of what I do, I put in my phone calendar. Sometimes I don't put in nearly as much info as I should, so a lot of the times I'm scrambling to go through old
Or
text
forget to
messages.
put it in your
He's
phone
texting
calendar.
Youth Philanthropy group chat. Where is this supposed to be? What time is this supposed to be?
I
Am
gotta go
supposed to
through,
be
try
here?
and find things I missed.
Might be a boy thing.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times what I do, I'll find myself, whether I have slight free time, I'll find myself in my car or in the shower before bed. I just run through what I'm doing either over the next week or the next day, and I just make sure I have everything pre-set out, pre-planned, figure out kind of what I'm going to be doing in what order.
So when you do run into occasion, I'm sure you do, where there's conflicting activity, two things are happening at the same time, what decision do you make? Like, say you, National Honor Society meeting and a philanthropy meeting, which
Well,
one takes preference?
We pretty
Does
much.
that ever happen?
Yeah. No, we have so many kids that are on both organizations that doesn't
So you
really
kinda
happen.
know the
yeah,
schedules.
because the students say what days we're going to have a meeting, so.
Is, and NHL, is that with Heidi Spiro?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, she's new to that,
Yes,
right?
yeah, this is her first year.
Interesting. Okay, Logan, what is one surprising, I think I did do this question, didn't I? Yeah, we're done. These aren't
All right.
these aren't a new set of questions.
Okay.
I thought it was. I want to thank all three of you for coming in. I think you guys were great.
Thank you
Continued
for
success.
coming in. We really appreciate it.
Continued success as we see Augie now coming in. Do we all like
Aw,
Augie?
We love Augie.
What do you like about Augie? Let's finish with that. Give me one thing you
Aw.
like about Augie, Abby.
Fluffy.
He's just so big and fluffy
Yeah.
and cuddly. Look at him, he's adorable.
Abby,
Fluffy.
nobody's afraid of dogs, I take it.
No.
Logan?
Fluffy.
Big
He's
and
just
fluffy.
huge.
Yeah, and he goes to all the buildings. Come on, Bob, get him on oh, you already did that. You're on the ball there, Bob. There's Augie. Somebody suggested, Mr. Rose, that one of your secretaries, that I do an interview show with Augie.
Scared of me.
We're working on that.
Yeah. Thanks again, guys, and good
Thank
luck
you so much.
halfway through the senior year already. Logan, does it seem like that?
No, it's gone by so fast.
Abby
but
and I were talking about that before you guys came on. That time flies by even
flying
for
by.
you young folks.
Yeah.
It's fine.
sometimes I just want it to be over, and then other times I
hits
wish
you.
it took longer.
Yes.
Besides graduation day, Logan, what would be one thing you're really looking forward to from now to the graduation day, besides the diploma?
Probably just have to say making as many memories with my friends as I can before we all just kind of disappear from each other's lives.
What
Like
about prom king?
that is up for grabs.
There you
That is
go.
a chance.
Abby, what about you?
I would say the same thing Logan said, just like living in the moment and taking it all in before I start basically a new
Go
life.
day by day by
Yes.
day. What about you, Abby?
I'm just looking forward to spring break now. You know, we're on our
Honestly.
first
You
week
just got
back.
done with
I
winter
know, I know. And I'm
Too
like,
soon.
At
whoa,
least wait
this
for a
is
snow
lot.
day
This
before
is
the
a lot.
spring break.
Yeah,
You
snow
know,
days
you know
are
that's
nice.
gonna come.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right after
Let's
this.
hope so,
Well,
yeah.
right after this is only a 3-4 day. Don't get used to
It's
this.
been very
shorts
bipolar,
weather.
our weather here. So I
Yeah,
don't
we're
know.
gonna get back into winter. I've already looked at that forecast, so. Well, anyway, thanks again.
Thank
Thank
you.
Abby
you.
Brecht, Abby Palo, Logan Knight on Inside the Spartans from Youth Philanthropy.